We're going to put the rubber to the road, if you will, and we're going to start filling out your performance GPS map. But here's the document that I want you to start with right now. Here it is right now. It's actually the GPS questions. And we're going to push through. I'm just going to tell you that we're going to take a quick break, but for the next 2 hours we're going to push through because I want this filled out. This is taking everything that you're learning and applying it to your business. So any bathroom breaks you need to do, you know, hold your bladder, push through. We're going to have some break at lunch, but I want this complete. That's my commitment to you. So here's where we're going to start. Just have it out. When you open up this page, you filled out some of this already, but you should all have your values written on here at the bottom, okay? Because we're going to take the values here and put it on the map. But first, we want this complete. So values down at the bottom, top 5 values. Okay, does everyone have that already in there? Raise your hand if they've been written in there. Okay, great, great. All right. We go to the next page. Number 1, I want this filled out. What's my intention for my business? Let me explain this statement. It's an as if you already have it. It's not a statement, I want to do $1 million in net income. It's I earn, fill in the number. I have a thriving business. I have a thriving business with, 10 brokers that work underneath me, and I do X amount. Question?
Is this within a year or within
1 year? 1 year. Good question. So I want you to think about this map as a 1-year map, not finishing your year, but 12 months. Got it? Got it? Awesome. So the intention part is important because it's setting where you're going. It's like when you get in your car, you have an intention. I'm going to go to Whole Foods, I'm going to go to the market, I'm going to go get a mani-pedi, whatever it is. I'm going to get some shoes, pick up my kids, I'm going to crush my sales records, whatever it is, you have an intention where you're going. So when we look at this, put your intention statement there. So right now, I'm going to give you a minute to write it down. You can go back and clean it up. This is a first run. I'm basically doing in 2 hours, I'm setting out a map, and you're going to go back in and fill out some of the details of that trip. But right now, next 2 minutes, I want you to write out, what's the intention for my business? And be specific. I do $1 million, I do $500,000, I do whatever it is. Now, I want you also to think about the process we just went through. You may have put your 1-year business goal down yesterday, but I'm going to invite you, after the process you just went through, that if it's the same number, you are asleep. Because it shouldn't be. I rarely say shouldn't be, but I just challenge you on your beliefs and actions. After we go through this whole process, you actually may change it again. Because what's possible is still within you. I want you to put down where you're at right now. So if you go to 4, you had a 1-year goal before. You're ending GPS, number 4. You should be thinking about, if you said it yesterday, what it is now. So number 4 is your goal, your 1-year goal. The big goal, we're going to break them down. Your big goal, a number goal, deal goal, that's usually what you want to put there. But then you want to go to the next question, and that says, where am I at? Any journey, any place you're going to go, you got to know where you're at. If it's fitness, if it's a relationship, if it's your finances, your career, your business, a project, a social movement, you got to know where you're at. Because you're going to have to gather your resources to get there. If you're going down the market, it doesn't really matter how much gas is in your car. You can have a little bit, but if you're going to go from here to Vegas, you need a full tank. So this is preparing what you need. So to do that, you got to know where you're at. I'm here, I'm going to be here, I got to know where I'm at. So write down, if it's sales, deals, wherever you're at right now, you're going to put that on number, what number is it? 3. So you're going to fill that in. You're going to fill that in. Little music while they do that. We'll do that for 2 minutes. End goal, starting position. Oh, folks, one more thing. I got a little ahead of myself. What's one thing we haven't done on this so far? What have we haven't filled in on this sheet? The why. The why is the fuel in that car. That's what ignites it. It's the spark. So fill in your why there too. But number 5 is really important. And this connects to the blind spot and what we did yesterday. Who do I need to be to get this? So when you get in a car, you have to be a certain person to actually operate the thing. You can set your GPS, get in the car, and be the person that doesn't turn the car on. Awesome. You got this whiz-bang, beautiful GPS system. You're in it. It's programmed, and the key's not. You haven't even started it up. You also have to be the person that fulfills the destiny of the GPS. That means you have to be awake, alert, have energy, have the RPMs to keep going. So the journey of setting a GPS is now only reliant on you. You've got to decide what you're going to do. You get in, you turn the car on. Are you going to follow the coordinates or not? See, this magical experience you're having can get you to a destination or not. You've got to now start doing it. So the question, number 5, is who do I need to be to have what I want? The presupposition to that, it's something different than you've been. Because if you want to get something different than you had, as Einstein said, you've got to do something different than you've been doing. Same thinking, same results. When you look at that, if you bumped your goal up or you're compressing time, it goes back to what's an old blind spot that I might have, or who do I need to be to have it? And be clear now that you're operating from a belief system of doing that. It doesn't matter if you're a professional athlete, if you're in the real estate industry, if you're a financial planner, if you're in the insurance industry, it doesn't matter. It's all based on the same beliefs that stop you from being that. So you want to shift to who I need to be. And when you do that, that's the chassis. That's the foundation of that car. So really spend, you've already done your blind spot stuff. You've already looked at it. So now it's just transferring on there. And if anything's shifted or changed, then you need to put that on there. I need to be more assertive. I need to be more aggressive. I need to be more gritty. I need to be more uncomfortable. But you want to look at the core way of being, and then from the core way of being, we're going to then determine the activities. But if you say, I've got to be more assertive, if I've got to make more calls, so assertive would be more calls, and then we're going to go to the action steps, and then lastly, which is call it the kind of the glue to this, is what is the commitment? When you set this whole GPS system, and I said this on Wednesday when we started, it all comes down to what your commitment is, because you can set your GPS, you can start off strong, and we see the map, we'll go through this, and you have the possibility of completing that journey or pulling off at any rest stop and stopping. But I'm giving you the structure. I'm basically giving you like that little mobile stick you have. You just go to the wand and you refill your tank. I'm giving you the tools, the mind-body tools, to keep that fuel going. How to reset yourself, how to condition yourself at night, how to have the energy to keep going on the journey, but it first starts with who do you need to be. I want you to look on this page that says goals. You have a 1-year goal, and what I want you to put there is your 3-month goals. Because we're going to break the 3-month goals. Any journey starts someplace. You have 1-year goals, and Pat, what we're doing now is having them break their 1-year goal down into 3 months, a quarter. Okay? Because that's going to allow us to break some things down right now to take action. If I have you leave with 1-year goals, that's like at the end of your journey, you're like, wow, what are the first couple steps? How do I get some traction? How do we get going? We want to break them down so you can take action when you leave here. So in the goals section here, we're going to spend a few minutes here and give you some time. What are the goals? Top 3 to 5 goals in the next 3 months. From there, we're going to break down action steps and commitments to get them. Got it?
Got it.
Awesome. Got it?
Got it.
All right. This sheet says my goal, action steps, and commitments. Now we're getting rubber to the road. You're going to put your goal in the middle. It's very simple. Just pick one. You can pick 2.
For the year, for 3 months.
For 3 months. Take one of your 3-month goals, put it in the middle of that box. And then as you can see, it's a little mind map. Action steps, fill the action steps in. Okay, so there's an example here for fitness. Stay healthy. Action step, home cooking. Action step, lose weight, action step. Yoga, action step. Sleep. And then details. 11 p.m. I'm going to bed by. Lose weight, 2 pounds a week. So you're getting details about what it is. So put your goal in. So if it's a sales goal, I close 3 more deals, 4 more deals, 100,000 in business. Okay, so that's the goal. What's the action step? 5 calls a day, 3 new meetings, engaging my staff more.
Better relationship with underwriting?
Whatever it is, write it down. Once again, health and fitness, relationships, becoming, your finances, each one of these steps, you can apply to that. We're using your business. But as I heard from every one of you, and your family relationships, as I heard with every one of you in here, your business is a part of your life. It's a big part. It's a revenue generator. So my invitation is, as you go through this map and these steps for your business, pick another area or 2 or all your areas. When I work with clients one-on-one, we go through all their areas of their life. We do this whole process. Your intention, your why, your GPS starting and ending, who you need to be, all of that, goals, values, on every area of your life. This is where we're starting you at. These details, they say the devil's in the details. These are the things that are actually getting you started. These are the things that are going to get you moving. That big goal you have to have, but it's the small steps. Small hinges swing big doors. The biggest time killer is you have great meetings, and everyone's excited. There's a lot of feelings. Remember, you can't negotiate a feeling. Oh, we're going to do great. I feel so great. Okay, who does what by when? See, the who by what by when is the continuation of performance. And as soon as you have a meeting, and it's not on a piece of paper that says who does what by when, with this 24/7 BCC, this busy, crazy, chaos world, half of you forget what it was even in the meeting. When was the follow-up date? What am I supposed to do? Add 10 meetings in a week? There's no way you're going to be able to remember that. So when you set that course in this plan, thinking about who does what by when, what does your assistant might have to do in this process? What does your coworker, marketing person, what does the home office need to do? As you do this 360 approach, you start seeing, there's a little gap here, there's a little power leak, there's a time leak. Each and every one of you have areas where there's a time leak, like there's a leak in your tire for air. As you look at these different areas of your life, remember, the other areas of your life contribute to your business. That's why I keep talking to you about these other areas. My suggestion on all your areas of your life, you should do your time cleanse on, because you're going to see these other areas where you're wasting time. Wasting time. Yuki, can I tell your story? She's like, what story? So my lovely Yuki came to me the other day and she said, I think I'm going to cut my hair. Now, she had really long hair before, and this is when I know that she's drinking the Kool-Aid with me. She said, I realized I wanted to just tune up my haircut anyhow, but if I cut my hair the 4 inches off, this was kind of the side benefit. I know as I'm talking to a lot of women in here, this was not the initial benefit, this is a secondary benefit. She just wanted a new style. That's awesome, and I love it. But she said, when I cut those 4 inches off my hair, that's like, how much less time of blow drying your? 20 minutes. So she figured it's about a 20-minute difference in drying her. She had really long hair. And so what was your calculation in a week? What did you say in about a week? What's that? How much total time?
So 170 minutes.
170 minutes a week from blow drying her hair. And listen, I'm not suggesting that you get hyper vigilant. You gotta there's areas where you just want to do nothing. And that's part of this process. Schedule nothing. Daydream. Wonder. Be in nature. Be creative. But spend the time to be connected with yourself, to have the experience of growth. Creativity starts with being with yourself. There's no way you're going to be creative multitasking. There's not even enough energy in your brain or space to think. So when we look at how our civilization, how we advance, it's by great innovation. And every one of you are innovators in your own way. And my invitation is, how do you innovate your business more? How do you innovate you as a human being more? So action steps. Now, the last part of this program here, on this part, is your commitments. The glue is you got to be committed. So what commitment do you need to make sure that happens?
I just need to join you, find the organization, then join them, because once I join them, I become active in them.
Okay, so the commitment would go something like this. Join, that's action step is joining. The commitment is, once I join, no matter what, listen to what I'm saying, I go. Funny little story. How I met Pat is exactly how I did this. So I'm a member of a networking group, that one of the chapters that he runs, but I'm up in LA. And he's a leader down here, and the guy that I know is a leader up there, and he said, hey, you should go out and meet Pat. I go, that's a great idea. So I had on my action plan to go to 2 meetings. Now, I live in LA, and to get down here at 5 o'clock on Tuesday or Wednesday, I could fly pretty much to Vegas and back, okay? So I'm like, man. Now, I also planned the next day to be a meeting in Pasadena at 7 a.m. Here's my networking. So I write the plan out. And this is the most important thing you're going to hear from me about action steps and commitments. You need to make them non-negotiable. I do not negotiate with myself once I make the commitment. Because as soon as I do that, the monkey brain is going to give you every excuse not to do it. So here's what happened. Busy, busy day. Seeing clients, I'm speaking. I look down at my watch and I'm like, holy shit. I got to get on the freeway, man. This is going to be a long drive. I don't even know if I'm going to get there. So I start to try to negotiate with myself. You know what? Let me hit that next month. And then I went, whoa, wait a second. I made a commitment. Got in the car, drove down here. I had written my first book at the time. It was a couple years ago, and I gave him a copy of my book. You know, we just had a nice conversation and connect. He said, hey, I'll just, why don't we connect later? And so I got home, went to the next meeting, had to get up at 5, went to the next meeting. So a week later, Pat says, hey, I want to sit down and talk to you about some coaching. Me and my organization, some people, became a client a week later. Now here's the great thing about Pat. As you guys are working, he's an unbelievable networker. You're going to hear about networking and building your Rolodex from here a little later. But the amount of business that got generated through him was the most amount of generated business for that year. Single source, most business. So I rewound everything. And I said to myself, what if I didn't get in the car that day? What if the commitment I made, I didn't keep? I can tell you this, there would be a lot less live. Actually, I wouldn't be here. Just came to me right now. Would not be here. But I knew when I set my GPS, that's what I had to do. See, it's the things in your business that you're not willing to do right now. So if you think, I'm not really willing to do it, those are the things you should be doing. Well, I'm not really willing to go to those networking. In the past for you, you're already committed to this. Those are the things you got to do. See, I wasn't willing to go the extra mile and drive down. I'm like, I'm a top coach. I'm all this bullshit in my head. I just got done doing this TV thing. I'm like, I'm going to drive down to Orange County and network. I'm just telling you what was in my head. Yeah, I am. And that's why I'm here. So you've got to make those commitments and stay with them. Stay with them. So when you write the commitments down, my suggestion is, do not write a commitment down you're not committed to. I mean, you really got to be straight with yourself. If you are not going to do it, do yourself and me a favor. Just delay it. See, your word is your wand. What you're saying is an indication of who you're being in the world. So if you're saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and you don't create it, what do you think it's telling your subconscious mind? Can't create things. Not committed. So you're better off saying, this is what I'm really going for. And I'm making it non-negotiable. I tell clients all the time, don't go to sleep till you get it done. When they first start with me, they think it's crazy. Like I just came from the SEAL Team 7. Like, what? I go, yeah. You paid all this money to do coaching with me, you made the time, and now you're just telling me what you want to do. Are you really going for it? Don't go to sleep tonight. Now, once again, usually the things I'm giving them, they can get done. But I said, if you really want to test your mettle, make that commit and see what happens. I will tell you, the people that do that, 9 times out of 10, they get it done. And then when they get it done, they go, wow, it was actually easier than I thought. But I've had women and men wait, and it's 2, 3 in the morning. But here's the thing, they had a breakthrough. They had to get through all their blind spot distractions, multitasking, and finally got it done. And then in the review of it, they look at, wow, that's where I'm checking out. I'm online, looking at new shoes. Thinking of this new house I want to go to. Where's that watch I want to get? I'm going to do 6 hours of yoga. See, our brain will find ways to get us comfortable. But the more comfortable you are, the less your business is going to grow. So when you write those commitments down, ask yourself, you don't have to like fill this out and go, hey, I filled it out. If you're not committed, don't do it. And if you need to pick a smaller commitment or a smaller goal, that's okay. But when you write that down, I want you to circle one commitment. Actually, forget it. All the commitments you put down, they should be non-negotiable, or they shouldn't be a commitment. That means no matter what. That means I'm doing something I don't want to do when I don't want to do it. And you'll do that when your why is strong. So your why will get you out of bed. Your why is going to get you out of bed for your kid. Your why is. Are you going to not get up and feed your kid?
No.
Yeah. Because you got a strong why. We all have strong whys. But you got to be connected to it. It's the power source. So, with that being said, write your commitments down. And it's like this. I'm committed to making 5 calls. I'm committed to getting up an hour early. I'm committed no matter what. I'm at the gym 3 times a week. Got it?
Got it.
Awesome. I'd like all of you now to pull out your time cleanse. Okay? We're going to go through this, and then we're going to actually fill out your map. All right, time cleanse level 2. You've done the first one. The first one, as a reminder, is where you're listing people, places, things, activities, interactions, transaction, mental thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. So you wrote all those down, and then you circled the positive ones, you put a square around the ones that were neutral or negative, and then you went back through and asked yourself, should I accept them, reject them, or remove them? Accept was people, places, things. I'm going to accept the pros and cons of it. I don't need to change it. I'm going to reject it. It means I don't like it in my life, that relationship or that place. I'm going to do something about it. And then the remove was, I need to eliminate that place, person, thought from my life. That's level 1. Now, we're getting into the good stuff. This right here is when I gave you the case study of Pete, the COO of that advertising company that got 5 hours back a week. 16 days of his life is when he actually went through this. Remember I told you he was signing checks on Friday? That took like 2 hours. They have a computer program for that, and they also have assistants. He had about 100 people in his company, but he'd been signing checks for 25 years. So he'd sit behind his desk, and his desk used to be in his garage 25 years before. 25 years later, it's 2+ hours every Friday writing checks. And when I say gave him permission, I just said, Pete, you can actually stop doing that. And as funny as that may sound, you know, a groove in a record, for people that remember records in here, that groove is in there. And if you put that needle, it's going to go in that groove. What I was basically doing is just scratching that needle, or scratching the vinyl, so it couldn't get in that groove anymore. And the time cleanse starts you questioning, with my guidance, what you need to be doing. Now, we're here now doing it. When you leave here, the first part of level 2 is actually doing a 2-day time analysis, just writing down what you're doing. and the why you're doing it. It's actually in the packet, so there's a form in here. You can start doing it just to check yourself, like you talked about earlier. But what we're going to do today, very simply and very quickly, is when you look here on this first sheet, I'm going to take you through it, okay? You're going to write your activity for your career, and there's a bigger space on the second page. But we have everything: career, finances, health, relationships, and other things. You're going to write an activity. So I'm going to give you an example. So for career, one of the activities is, let's say, I'm going to make it really simple. You like to go to Staples and do all your shopping for your stuff at your office. Okay? Get in your car, you drive down to Staples or whatever your place is, and you start doing your shopping. So you would write, pick up supplies at Staples. Or, I'm going to this networking meeting once a week, and I get loaded, I don't get any business, and I have a hangover. You write it in here, network. Okay? So here's how we're going to go through, and you're going to just, this is like, by the way, this is a truth serum. It's a lie detector test. It's actually what it is. So what you're going to do, I'm going to use the Staples one, is you're driving to get supplies. The first thing you're going to ask yourself, should I keep doing this? Should I keep doing it? Okay. So let's say Bob says no. Okay? It's going to be a no. Or he could say yes. Yes, I like doing that. Okay? Then we're going to go to the next column. Is there a better way to get those supplies than me driving there? Oh yeah, I could just get it on Amazon, delivery. I could have my assistant do it. You just say yes or no right here. Okay? And then that's, or I'm sorry, an improvement possibility, is there a yes or no? And if it's a yes, then you're just going to make a no, well, how? Then you're going to go here. Should I stop or delay doing it? So you're saying, I actually want to go get these things. Should I stop it? And I'm going to stop it. Or am I going to delay it? Am I going to delay it? So it's kind of a second check-in here to keep going. Should I really be doing this? So I'm asking you, should I stop doing it or delay it? Actually, twice. Okay? Then you're going to go to, should I delegate it or have somebody else do it? And what I'd like you to do right now, and it's very simple, think about your top 3 to 5 activities. If you flip to the next page, there's a bigger sheet. I've broken it out, so there's actually about 8 columns. Everyone see that? Got it? Got it. You're going to write your activity, and then you're just going to go through. You should go through this the rest of your life, because you want to do the 360 approach. And you were talking about driving to the store, right? You talked about driving. You were like, wow, I could save a lot of time. That driving to the store for groceries, is that correct, groceries?
Meal planning.
Meal planning is affecting your business time. So you're a whole and complete human being. I'm focusing on your business activities, but I am going to tell you, Charles Pence, when I talked about that gentleman that is a real estate professional, this is what we did. We cleansed this time. And then you want to look at what are your high dollar activities. My high dollar activities is coaching. My high dollar activities is not finding the toner for my printer. It's not sending emails. It is doing what I am doing right now. Coaching one-on-one, small and large groups. That's where I got to put my time. That doesn't mean I don't do other things, but that's what I got to protect. So I said to you when we started this program, rescuing back 5, 10, or 15 more hours. I've heard multiple stories from you of 5, 10 already. We haven't even got to this. So this is where we rescue back, and then the secret compounding effect. When you rescue back 5 where it shouldn't be, and you put it where it should be, it's like compound interest. I had a guy that was an executive a few years back. This is before the cleanse, but the cleanse was in action. We got him to rescue back just 6 hours a week for his exercise. And he was a pre-diabetic guy, challenges at home, business was going okay. As 30 pounds came off, magically, his sex life at home got better. Yes, it got better. He had more energy. He had more time with his kids. All of a sudden, that vibrancy of being a better dad, more connected intimately to his family, transfer it over how he's performing at work. Because each and every one, I'm going to tell you this, I've worked with so many executives, male and female. You got an unhappy home, that's affecting your performance. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
Would you agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of times we think, oh, that's over here, or that's over here. It's not over there. Wherever you go, there you are. All of you. So when we do this activity, I invite you past today, look through it. I go through it all the time now. Where's where I can get more time? And then we're going to move into then filling out your map and then scheduling. But this is really important. And here's the thing. I'm going to give you permission to do one thing. Stop it. Stop doing the things you shouldn't do. And make sure you see that Bob Newhart skit, because you will laugh your butt off. Just stop it. Stop doing the things you know you shouldn't be doing. I'm giving you permission from the grand source, wherever it's coming from. Just stop doing it. Rescue back your time, because that time is your life.